hopeful that you guys will have that vision very soon. No restarts, no cap.
Yeah, and we're here. We're actually playing the game. No more stalls, and we actually get the no cap experience from MDY. They will stick to their initial landing spot of Landslide. A bit of an adventure towards Lava Fisher, even though, so that might throw in for a bit of a loop here for Ridene and the rest of RTL. Staging taken by Buriram United. Moist is over at Lava Siphon. We actually get T4 over at the Dome, so it's pretty much as standard as it can get in terms of predictions. I'm just watching Trent right now, but yet guaranteed. You said a while ago they love to spread out, so they have a bit of the tunnel, they have a bit of the geyser, and they also have the bit of the, well, where Rekason's stationed right now, right outside Lava Siphon, to watch out for any transitions from Fragment or from Lava.
Well, because, like, as you said, Trent was going through the tunnel. I'm not sure if he was, like, being that greedy that he was also trying to get to Ghost Town as well. So they're spreading out from, like, North Siphon and Geyser and Ghost Town. But Kentung from Ant did land there. Not because they needed the beacon, though, it should be noted, right? They actually had a beacon spawning at Overlook, so sometimes you'll just see the Overlook team go down there if they need to get that zone information, but this time it seems purely for looting purposes. I don't know if Trent was meaning to go there or if he just usually starts at the northern side of the tunnels to start his looting path and come back in towards the geyser. But either way, you know, it's always a fun little sort of three-way battle sometimes between the team who lands Fragment East, the team who lands Overlook, and the team who lands Geyser, whether who takes those sort of middle buildings. Now, we're having a look at Overlook because this is where the zone is shifting. It looks like it's going to be a pretty hard shift from what I can tell. So Ant... they want to get set up, and even though they've got a crafter, I'm not sure they'll actually get time to use that. They may just want to take a building, because I can tell you there will be teams running and Valk ulting into those positions very, very shortly.
Yeah, we saw PK basically. They have decided to go through Geyser. One bigger example, Moist Esports. They're using that Valk ult. They already have evacuated Lava Siphon. I believe ADL is going to be right behind them, following suit. And into Ghost Town for PK. It's Moist flying by and saying goodbye here over to the side. So they do want to go for Overlook. You mentioned a while ago that they need to get in position as soon as possible. They're going to have to contend with Moist Esports very, very soon. And they're still on white armor for two of them. So Moist, if they can actually get a good siege on, they might be able to take advantage of the locale, the harder shift though, forcing some of these Western teams to move eastward. Countdown right now, passed by RTL. Dreamfire is already moving too.
Yeah, you can see Moist. They usually like to sort of come up that back sort of situation there and either maybe get on the silos or get underneath there, but Ant are holding the height right now. Holiday on the Valkyrie is looking for that, trying to spot them out, so it looks like Moist are actually just going to try and set up. They're already committing fences, pylons, all the way underneath there. So I'd say they're probably going to be they'd be there for a little while, depending on you know, where the circle does end up shifting. Could come to that sort of empty ground near where they are. Could also, like we saw last week, have a couple of endings up towards where say Dewa or Ath are currently at the caravans to the north of Overlook.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Moist play a tower for so long to success, but now Dewa, as you mentioned, as well as having a bit of a battle here. MDY also coming closer and closer. Emmanuel too. This can become a 4-team fight very, very soon. And Dewa United, they're trying to break that pylon, but they have to stay inside of Caravan for now. Oh no, though. MDY is already here, and Dewa United, they're getting divided by the opposition one by one.
Just gives him a tap on the butt, trying to get him into that caravan.
Little slap.
Oh no! And it looked like he was pretty close there. They do get the banner, but now with the riot drill coming through, that means we've got a Maggie somewhere.
Come on, At is here around, and we talked about this squad. They have to go for the early transitions without the Valkyrie, but of course, if you're holed up, the drill will come your way and do some exceptional damage. This time now, at Physics, finding Casa and MDY. Still busy with Dreamfire along the way. It's a battle here inside the building. MDY, though, in the meantime, looking to at least get that intel as we're watching Ats just secure their spot as much as possible. There's still a pressure from Dewa. I do believe there's a crypto drone running around as well for their intel. And for ATH, they're just happy here to wait out whatever happens between MDY and Dreamfire before moving on.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite players, Jubjibib there, is the one who's going to be picking up that Mad Maggie and running the riot drills through as many teams as she can. You can see teams certainly stocking up here. We've got MDY. They're set up inside that building, and then it's Dreamfire. Just trying to see if they're underneath or on top. Underneath at the moment. Actually, they're making their way out. They're going to go to a different building because they have identified that that one is clear. So the probably the consensus best Chinese team have found a home now in Overlook. Looking at which teams are sort of getting into it, actually. Here we go with SRY.
Lines up from Watson. Yanli's going to be the only one still standing for now. And Rekasan just finding him. This is going to be dangerous here for SRY. 20th guaranteed. They feel like they can just go through it. Breaking already the fences and breaking Yanli's with a Mozambique there at the very end. Rekasan just comes in close. Some crucial shots on basically the pylons that needed to be broken, and allows 20th guaranteed to move even further now.
Man, yeah, the tracking there for Rico between snapping between the perimeter fences just to break them, and then also getting the shots that he did. The Mozambique to finish it off. That was awesome. And look, they also they even had the Moby, so they're not even gonna have to use the unsafe sort of the static mobile, sorry, not the mobile, the static respawn beacon that exists in Ghost Town. They've got their own one to try and bring him back a little bit safer. Oh my god. They are a little bit further to the north. They're playing the tunnel just outside of Overlook.
I believe they're right under a squad here, actually, and they're just setting things up, but we'll talk about 2MNK one pad in a bit, as Gusta Senpai is already on the floor. No name, he impressed in the last game. Can he do it yet again on this horizon? Still trying to use a teammate for cover. August Stream looking to survive. That's Truth, though, on the opposite end. They're just trading blows with one another, and here comes No Name yet again, but this time around, his name will be forgotten as 2MNK one pad falls to the hand of Truth Esports.
Wow, it's really the highs and the lows with these guys, isn't it? They will dominate the entire thing, and sometimes they'll just push their limits a little bit too far, and they're not good enough to take out Truth Esports this time around. Just looking around the grounds to see who is, not in a position, who's still looking for kills, hunting outside the zones right now. Of course, it's Truth. Then you've also got Stinky B down the bottom. DNZ as well, just making their way through the vault tunnel outside Geyser. So there's a couple of squads who are going to be late to the party.
Yeah, but the thing is, for DNZ especially, and Stinky B, they might run into 20th guaranteed and the rest of the squads over at Ghost Town. You also have Moist Esports watching on their own Overlook, so at the very least, it's more of the south side looking to converge in as this will be. Well, we have here 20th guaranteed still on the inside, waiting for someone to come. But look at DNZ, they actually might move into Moist Esports' territory. They might be the ones actually stuck here towards the tunnels, and for now, only perhaps Truth Esports is the only one away from all of the action in this instance.
Yeah, as you can see, it's actually shifted away from Overlook, and once again, RTL, man, and these guys just got like the inside scoop.
They have the
somehow.
crystal ball.
Every single time in the zones, I'm like, oh man, that's a weird one. Like RTL, they're right there. They're like, they just
look. They're the beacon whisperers. You're only supposed to get one, but it tells them all. It tells them
cracked
where
the code,
to go.
man. They've worked out the algorithm. These guys are in touch with the devs, no doubt.
They're the real crypto, and they don't even run it on their squad. That's the thing. Well, anyway, we got ADL. They have a big setup. You mentioned it though, RTL. They can just find a good spot yet again and look to call it their home. Still so many lines crossed. ADL Wolves very, very happy to just stay on the second floor, just be completely protected. And beyond that, I'm just watching for any other rotations. I think for DNZ, they have spotted where Moist are. So beyond really any kind of this house-to-house gameplay, it's just these two teams meeting each other, saying hello, and being like, okay, you can't actually rotate there, so let's find somewhere else.
House to house, huh? I could go with some bangers right now. I could, I could vibe.
We'll
you
throw
get
a
your
party
Watsons, you get your Watson fences set up, man. You got all the
that's
neon
the lighting.
going.
Come on. The pylon's the DJ booth, you know it.
Yeah, yeah, you could have a party to that.
Yeah. I'm sticking around for some of these squads inside their houses, basically. MDY, it's a big fence maze, you know, the Wolves we showed a while ago, but at Esports, they called Overlook their home at the start. They still call it home as of now. But the problem is, with the Wolves right outside them, they're going to have to evacuate a little bit more on the south side where Holiday's at, and that might be where Moist Esports and the team of Crusader are watching for them. So it's a little bit dangerous. They're a bit stuck at the edge of the circle right now.
DNZ's there on the bottom here. When we're looking up at Moist, both of these teams going to have to start making their way a bit further in, because as we said, the hard east side of Overlook is about to become no man's land. Joker, he's got the drone ahead. Obviously, he doesn't need much to be able to tell him that there's a team up there, because as you can see, there are fences everywhere. This time, Moist pulled the trigger a lot earlier on their Valk ult. We were before talking about how they'd been quite hesitant, or at least late in their Valk ultimates so far today. So DNZ, I'm not sure why they're still poking around like there's someone there. Like, they saw the Valk ult, right? They know these guys have made the move.
They're just cleaning up. They're just cleaning up for
unless,
them.
I guess they thought it was maybe another team over there from Overlook. Either way, I'm sure they'll work that out eventually and start wandering towards the northwest.
They have a relatively clear path beyond, of course, Armagad still within that area, as well as a PK rather, still sticking around there. But in the meantime, here we go, 505, bit of the action, and 20th guaranteed will be caught out in their prime. So this allows 505 basically to try and keep the south side of the map for themselves. They still be careful though, because Stinky B is coming, and especially from the high ground here.
We see a defensive bombardment. Man, I'm almost feeling like nostalgic watching that come down.
It was just a few months ago.
It used to be such like a mainstay of every single game we watched, but now it's it's only Axilic trying to throw that out. And as you can see, it was a bit of a last-ditch effort for him, because the rest of his team, unfortunately, pulled down a little bit too early. So Stinky B take up position in that caravan. DNZ, who were looking a little bit lost before, have certainly got their eyes on the prize now, and they are trying to grab Stinky B and all three of these kills before they can get out.
Yeah, a quick little EMP allows them to push, and Stinky B having to disengage. We also have T4 within basically the fields here, watching for any kind of opportunity. But DNZ, they got out of one sticky situation. They're moving into another. Ant has taken actually the location they came from on the southeast side, where they're getting hit. But for DNZ, it feels like that they're just trying to find somewhere to call timeout, somewhere that they can actually be relatively safe. They're looking for the loot boxes right now. And here we have it. Moist actually setting up inside the train cars. They're making quite the shape with the pylons, as ADL in the meantime also a little busy right now.
Well, they put the Seer ult down. It's giving them the info about where teams are playing. It's underneath here. ADL, they're actually getting a bit close here with this fight. Hex going down and not in a good spot either. All right, why don't we have a listen and see what ADL Wolves think about this fight as they try and get Heck back into it.
So it's going all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Valcott again. Like, just chuck fences around.
Yeah. Okay, the Skynades. I don't have an Ultic, so I don't really want to chuck Jan down.
I only have cells.
Yeah, 1-on-1.
Have they res? I haven't heard of res, but surely they have.
They must have.
I do have Valcott, I just don't know where to go.
I'm batting.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Inside,
They're climbing on us.
Get inside, Legacy. Oh my
Can't do that,
lord,
I'm shooting you in.
jump through the fin. Oh, you can't.
Holy fuck.
Oh, I've got no heals, bro.
Give out.
I'm just gonna gen this just so we can heal up. we have to follow?
Yeah, go out back. Carl might die to zone. It's a fast side of zone.
Yeah.
Man, Draugr there, basically, he's playing a platformer rather than
Yeah.
Apex Legends, using the VTOL jets to just dodge those fences as he gets in. You know, a tiny little bit of healing before they keep going. I was just impressed with how calm they were in such a rough situation.
Yeah, their comms was very, very on the calm side, mostly on the
Very
quality
level.
side, but it was very level too. But here we have it now at the level, Moist Esports still having to duel, and Pricey looking to try and keep the team alive. Dreamfire finally now gonna get eliminated here by Moist, but we are not done as they're gonna get heavily hampered. Wolves though, they're gonna get eliminated too, as it's still all about survival here for Moist Esports. Hermagod's gone. Can Moist keep things alive though? That's gonna be the biggest question because they're getting swarmed here by Dewa. We also have, of course, the Mad Maggie nearby. Moist Esports still alive, still kicking. Pricey though, it will be finally there. Either minds as Dewa United will shut them down, but well, Kissans, how do you survive against all of that? Dewa United 2 eliminated this time by Buram.
All right, okay, there's sometimes where, like, you'll see a team go down and they'll be like, man, why did they push us? Like, that was the most inty move ever. And I'm just like, a lot of the time, I'm just like, nah, guys, like, you know, this is just Apex. That's just how it happens. Like, maybe you need to take a better position. That time, I am 100% on Moist train of that was a complete throw by Dewa. Because there was just no chance that Dewa was staying alive at the end of that fight. With Buriram United on the back, EMPing both teams, pulling in there for the easiest cleanup of all times. That is so rough for Moist.
Look, sometimes you just gotta take him down with you. You know you're on a suicide mission. It's a one-way trip. And at least they will bring Moist Esports to the grave. But you mentioned it, Buram, an easy effort. And yet again, within a good spot to try and take this dub. But the thing is, they are right across the next ring here. And they have to deal with Truth Esports nearby. Bit of the scout and Esports on the flip side, over onto the southeast. But MDY is getting closer and closer. They're heavily fortified, but I believe MDY is just on top of them, setting up the pylons, making a fence yet again, making it difficult for someone like Ant Esports to actually climb, if ever.
Okay, well, BRU, they're going to have to take on Truth at the top, it looks like. No Truth going for the Valk ult. BRU, they're actually going to do the same. So we've got mirroring Valk ults from the top. Hopefully they don't take too much damage from the zone. These zone 4 rotates can be so brutal. If you're off by even 1 or 2 seconds, it just makes your landing so much harder, especially in the age of no Gibraltars, because you don't have the bubble to reset with when you land and start popping those heals.
No safety, but this is going to be dangerous here. Ant Esports, though, in the meantime, looking for the siege. They want to go for MDY first and foremost, as MDY went after the solo member of VRU. And Ant, they haven't played the eastern side as much as possible. They're doing so still, and they're all happy to stay on live. Just a quick little reset in terms of the shield batteries. A few prod shots yet again, as MDY now having to deal with PK right in front of them. You got VRU, you got Buram over onto the north side. 4 squads still can be left, but look at Ant go. They're hunting down everyone that can, as MDY is absolutely hurting.
Yeah, Mastiff in the hands of Kentung. Ant are looking dangerous, but Buriram, they've got 2 left alive. PK, 3. MDY, actually, well, they've got 1 on the ground. Maybe Kassa can get him back up as well. It seems kind of rough. You can see the focus of attention from Sia coming through there, trying to cancel any attempt at res or healing. That makes it a little bit tough. Buriram, hopefully, probably just trying to play this out for a second, honestly, with the 2 members left alive. So it feels like it's kind of all up to Ant and PK here.
And PK, it's up to them to execute, especially if they can get rid of MDY and each other. Buram basically a spectator yet again, but not like that first map where they had the advantage. No, Ant is watching them like hawks. Kentung is just there, ready at least to contest against Lalabang and Gopgaps if ever. But seems like it's PK now creeping on closer and closer towards MDY. They get the information, they get the scans on, and they know that there's only one man really on the ground here for MDY. Kassa hiding over at the corner. Ant Esports in the meantime sliding on through, and they face the fence. They have to go for the fight, but it's Crusader on, and Ant Esports gonna get smushed as soon as their ambition was clear. PK alive and kicking on the south side. VRU might be their only contender here now.
Well, Kasa actually managed to get into third place, ratted that out really well, just bided his time, so that's a fantastic opportunity from him. Buriram, they've split to try and split the attention of PK here. Is that enough to take on a 2v3? You'd be surprised if they could do it. Gopcaps tries to clutch it out, but it's a little bit too much from him. Second place is still pretty damn good here for Buriram, considering they've already got 2 dubs to their belt so far today.
Yeah, you called it though. We were looking at PK and Ant to be the ones to take this victory, and it was PK who took the right time and the right call to push